Hi guys, good afternoon everyone. Good afternoon guys. How are you all? I hope everyone is doing well. So what we'll be learning today is tips and tricks to learn inorganic chemistry. So this is a part of chemistry where most of the students they face difficulty in. Why? Because there are so many things to memorize. They feel like, okay, there are so many things to memorize, so many reactions to memorize, how to do it, and because of that they generally struggle with the inorganic chemistry. But the reason why they struggle is this, that they doesn't have the proper plan that how to study it and how you can ace inorganic chemistry. So inorganic chemistry is very simple guys, because you have most of the theoretical concepts. You doesn't have like big calculations and all those things. You have like simple concepts, and their applications you have to utilize in many of the different type of conceptual questions. You have to do that. So talking about inorganic chemistry, we can quickly learn about what is inorganic chemistry. But before that, yes, let me just quickly introduce myself. So I am Manisha Rani, your chemistry educator at Unacademy, and I have enriched 5 years of experience in online and offline teaching. I have completed my masters from NIT Warangal and bachelor's from Delhi University. I have cracked many prestigious exams like IIT JAM, CSIR NET and GATE. I have given best ranks through my students, and I am a plus verified tutor guys. So this is about me, and now let's just quickly talk about inorganic chemistry, because if we'll be knowing what is inorganic chemistry, then only we can understand, no? Yes, that how we can ace it, how we can learn it easily. So guys, it's just very simple. Learning means it doesn't like you just have to learn the things. It's you have to understand and then learn. Okay, so tips and tricks to understand and then learn inorganic chemistry and ace it, that's what we are going to learn. So first of all, what is inorganic chemistry guys? Everyone should try to answer in the chat. Inorganic chemistry, you can relate with that. All of us in our previous session we discussed tips and tricks to learn organic chemistry. Now we are learning how to learn inorganic chemistry easily. So inorganic chemistry is nothing but it's a study of inorganic compounds. Now what are inorganic compounds? The compounds which are not organic. So study of inorganic compounds is nothing but your. So inorganic chemistry, what it do? It involves the study of inorganic compounds. Now what are inorganic compounds? So those compounds which are not organic, and the compounds which doesn't contains carbon hydrogen bonding. So basically inorganic compounds are all the compounds except organic compounds except, yes, or molecules except hydrocarbons and their derivative, except hydrocarbons and their derivatives. Very simple. Now total, there are how many elements? Everyone can answer in the chat. There are total how many elements in the periodic table? 118. So except like carbon and hydrogen, what compounds they are making along with some other heteroatoms or non-metals that we see, all other metals, and what they are doing, they are combining and forming all those compounds that we study in inorganic chemistry. So mainly we discuss about mostly ionic compounds in the inorganic chemistry, like the ionic compounds, the double salt, coordination compounds, like that we discuss here. Okay, it's very interesting. If slowly you will be learning about the concepts, no, it will become really interesting. So let me just quickly tell about what and all topics are there. So let's just discuss quickly about its syllabus. that what parts are there in 11th standard and what is there in 12th standard, and how you should go through it, so that every topic will be your favorite topic and you will be easily understanding about everything. Okay, so talking about the syllabus, yes, that we have. So in class 11 and class 12, we can relate. So in class 11, we have the topic, the first inorganic chemistry topic is classification of elements and periodicity in their properties. Classification of elements and periodicity in their properties. So guys, this topic is very, very important. Why it is very important, guys? Because the reason is, yes, the reason is it has all the basic concepts which is required for us to understand about all the blocks in the periodic table. So basically, how you classify the elements, because all of us knows total how many elements are there. Quickly, everyone should answer, those who have joined just now. There are total 118 elements. Now these 118 elements, how they are classified into S block, P block, D block, F block, which we have to study in detail in the 11th standard and 12th standard, so that we get to know in this chapter itself. So it's very important. In this chapter, you get to know the complete idea about the periodic table, how many groups and periods are there, which all of you must be knowing. So tell me quickly, guys, everyone in the chat, that total how many groups and periods are there? There are, yes, total 18 groups and 7 periods. So our elements are, yes, classified into groups and periods. And if we talk about how else we can classify them, we can classify on like the properties like metals, non-metals, metalloids, like that we can classify. So how are their trends, how atomic radii, say electronegativity, and the important properties, how they varies as you go left to right in a period or top to down in a group, how it occurs, all these information, the basic information, it is given in this chapter, and it's very important. So you have to make sure that this chapter you are studying in absolute detail, because if you won't be studying it in detail, you won't be knowing about all the basic concepts, and then you'll be struggling with the, yes, part of these chapters which you'll be studying as a separate units in your class 11 and 12. So second unit is your chemical bonding. Again, very important, guys. Yes, because these two chapters, remember, first and second chapter, they are going to create the foundation for whole inorganic chemistry. What it do? So it creates the foundation. So if you want to do, yes, completely, so it is going to create the strong foundation. So these two chapters in your 11th standard, you have to study in absolute detail, which is chemical bonding and classification of elements and periodicity in their properties. If you'll be knowing these chapters in detail, you can easily understand the rest of the units that we go through over here. So now other simple units that you have is like a hydrogen, S block, P block in the class 11. So S block you will be learning in detail, like first and second group. Then you have P block in 11th standard, you have yes, you have 13-14 group. So eventually you have to learn the whole periodic table, guys. You have to learn about the whole periodic table. So that is what you have to know. So P block, 13-14 group. Then in class 12, what you will be learning? You will be learning about many of the things, like you will be again learning about, say, P block in class 12, which will be from 15 to 18 group. You will be learning here. Then you will be learning about D and F block, which is 3rd to 12th group. So what you can see here, see why I'm telling all of you that eventually in 11th and 12th standard, guys, you have to learn the whole periodic table. You have to know the properties of each and every group, how it varies. So all these things we have to know. Okay, we have to understand. So first thing which I'll be going to tell you as a tip and trick, yes, before telling more of the topics, that those who are in the 10th standard too, or those, say you are in 11th standard right now and you are struggling with inorganic chemistry, or those who are in 9th standard and you wanted to know, what all of you have to do, guys, you have to have a complete idea. So the first tip and trick, have complete idea about periodic table, have complete information about periodic table. So what you do, guys, have complete idea about periodic table. Means all the information you should have, and then start learning. If you have not learned it till now, start learning it. Like most of the people, they learn till first 20 or first 30 elements. Now obviously when you're learning about all these groups, which is say first group, second group, 13 to 18 group, you have to relate. Yes, like it's very simple that I have to know now about every group element, that how they are present. Like suppose if I talk about in the first group, yes, if I don't know that in the first group, guys, there after lithium there is a sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. So if they'll be telling you to arrange them in particular order, and there is, yes, you don't know that rubidium comes after potassium, so how you will be able to arrange them? So it's very much required. So what you can do, guys, every day, like you can start from today onwards only, every day just learn next two elements. Say you'll know already till 20th element, now today you learn next two elements. It's hardly going to take 1 minute, guys, in a day. If you can't spend even a one day, like 1 minute in a day, to know what and all elements are there in the periodic table, so that most of your trends you will be able to answer. Because say what we do is we have learned that atomic radii and increases down the group, but we don't know in a group which element is placed next, so it becomes very difficult for us to answer that, right? So remember, have complete idea about periodic table. Then in your class 12 only, we have what and all units. We have like D and F block elements, we have coordination compounds in inorganic chemistry, you have D and F block. So guys, the chapter that I have written, no, like I'll be putting star over here, they are like interrelated. If you'll be putting say classification of elements, chemical bonding, and if I discuss S block, P block, even you can relate hydrogen here, P and D, and D and F block, like that you can relate. So they are interrelated. If you know first and second chapter easily, like classification of elements and chemical bonding, you can easily relate with the properties of sp block. Like you will be easily able to relate. You have to just learn now the reactions, some of the chemical reactions. Okay, now talking about after this, you have nothing is you have coordination compounds and metallurgy. This is there. So in class, yes, 12 also you have around 5 units, and 11 also you have around 5 units. So what you can relate, this is your whole syllabus regarding inorganic chemistry, which is very simple, guys, related to other branches like physical chemistry. Good afternoon, Abhishek. So talking about the other things, like in physical chemistry and organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry is very, very simple. It's just you have to have a complete revision about the things. Now first thing what I said around the, like related to tip and trick, have complete idea about periodic table. If you have already learned say 30 elements, now start learning the next element. Like every day just learn two elements, and then you'll be good to go, because now you'll be knowing which and all elements are there in which and all groups, and also you'll be knowing that how they are placed in a period. So it becomes very easy. Now the complete way is, like suppose today I learned two elements, scandium and titanium. Okay, so 21st and 22nd, say. Now next day when I'll be learning vanadium and chromium, but before that I'll quickly just see 21st and 22nd element again. Okay, so that what happened, I just revised it back. So I will learn the second day, say this 23rd and 24th element. Now third day when I'll be learning 25th and 26th element, say what I'll do, I will quickly revise the other 4 elements also, which will hardly take 1 minute. And by this way, guys, in hardly 1 month, 1 to 2 months, you will be able to learn all the elements in the periodic table. It takes only 1 minute to learn the elements, no? Like 2 elements, how much time it is going to take? It's very simple. So you should have a complete idea about periodic table, in period, which and all elements are there, and as well as in a group, which and all elements are there. Very good. Now second tip and trick is, yes guys, second tips and trick is your classification of elements. In that you should know all the periodic trends. All periodic trends you have to understand. You don't have to learn only, you have to understand that why it is increasing, decreasing, all these things are there. You just don't have to learn. But you don't have to learn that okay, atomic radii top to down increases, but why it increases, because as you go top to down, the number of shells increases in the configuration, and because of that it is increasing. So that's what you have to know. You should know the complete idea. So all periodic table or periodic trends you have to understand, because that's going to be repeated in S block, P block, D block, F block, right? Obviously D and F block will be getting little different periodic trends. We'll see some difference in the properties, but yeah, like for S and P block it will be really important for you to relate. Okay guys, very good. Now third, what you have to know, your inorganic chemistry have some exceptions. Like you will learn the periodic trends, but there will be some exceptions or some odd relations will be there. So there's some exceptions and odd relations. What you have to do, you have to write it separately, right? Separately. Write it separately, because if you'll be writing it separately, you'll be noting down separately, so you can easily revise them. Because the general trends now you know easily that okay, I know that okay, ionization enthalpy increases left to right in a period, but there are some exceptions, you know, like due to the electronic configuration. So you will write that. You have to write them separately because you have to revise it. Because if it's a general trend for every group, it is say like changing in the same manner, increasing or decreasing, it is happening in the same way. So you don't have to learn every time the same thing. No, like for 13th group you won't learn that it is the same, increasing only or decreasing only. You won't do that. You will just learn the exceptions now, that which is different thing, because that way you will be able to remember everything. Getting that? So you will learn, you will understand all the periodic trends. Like mainly if I discuss which and all, you have to know for sure, which student doesn't know, is which makes them to be little like lagging in the basics. So you should know atomic radii, yes, ionization enthalpy, you should know. Now you should know electronian enthalpy, electron affinity, electron affinity. Yes, we can relate, you can talk about electron affinity, electronegativity, like that. So these trends, they are like very basic trends, but they are utilized everywhere. So you have to know about these trends. Okay, very good. Now talking about the next thing regarding it, exceptions and odd relations you have to write. Now reactions, guys. You have so many reactions in like hydrogen chapter, S block, P block, T and F block, right? All those things. So that and all things you know. Okay, so what you have to know, the reactions you have to revise on timely basis. Otherwise you will forget, because the reactions that are there in inorganic chemistry, they are not pen and paper reactions. What they are experimental reactions. So you can't write the product by your will, that okay, this I can write the product. No, that experimental reaction, and the products are fixed. You have to know according to how it occurs, right? So for that you have to learn only. There is no other way. You have to learn. For few reactions, okay, you can remember like it's a combination, decomposition, disproportionation, redox. Like accordingly you can predict the products. But mostly the different reactions that you see, you have to learn it. So you have to revise on regular basis to be in touch with it. So again, what you can do, you can give 1 minute time every day. Give 1 minute time every day to learn the next elements in the periodic table, and 1 minute time to just learn 2 reactions every day. If you will learn, say, if I'll say now in 11th standard you have around some 112 reactions around. If you'll be checking in all the chapters, which is for inorganic chemistry, in 12th standard you have around some 250 reactions in inorganic chemistry. So you can't sit and learn in a single go. You have to learn. If you'll be learning every day few reactions, it is going to be really easier then. Okay, so make sure you are revising on a continuous basis, and like you can put again 1 minute to learn 2 reactions like every day, and then you will be having that thoroughness in all those reactions. You will be knowing about all of them. Okay, now talking about the main thing, that chemical bonding. So in the chemical bonding, all the concepts should be clear, and in that you should be having like concepts, all the concepts clear, especially like the bonding, what and all bonding it can exist, Then you can relate with the little bit like bond angle and all, bond angle, bond parameters and all. So all those things you should know. But here remember that we won't be talking more about covalent compounds, we'll be talking about more ionic compounds, and we'll be learning about all of them, like all the properties and all. So that's what you can relate. Okay, now there is a tip for the students who are there in 12th standard and they're targeting for exams, right, competitive exams. You have to all together, like once you're done with it, you have to make sure, you have to keep this in your mind, that if you have learned S block, P block, D and F block, you have to revise it all together, because then you'll be able to compare with all the properties. Yes, so once completed what SPDF block, yes, then what you should do, SPDF block, then what you should do, you should revise it all together. Revise it all together, and then only you can, yes, you can ace the inorganic chemistry, you can, yes, get a good score in the inorganic chemistry. So you have to revise, because then only you'll be able to compare, okay, this is something different here, it's not there here. So you will remember this is a different thing, and general things is going to be applicable for everything. So like that you have to remember. Okay, now next thing which is important in the inorganic chemistry is that you like we learned about, okay, that all these chapters we have to know the trends, the like what you can relate, the periodic trends we have to know, about the whole idea regarding the periodic table, all the reactions we have to know. So all these basic things we have got to know. Okay, now next important thing which is all of you should know, that make sure this reactions you are like the difficult reactions write in practice. Like easy reactions you can learn easily, but when you have a difficult reactions, what you have to do, you have to learn and practice. Learn and practice. And how you should practice, you should write and practice, because otherwise you can do some mistake in the compounds, and if you're doing a little atom mistake here and there also, you will lose the marks over there. So that's what important. Now next thing also, that whenever you are writing the reaction, important, always mention balanced chemical equation. Many of the students I have seen, they'll mention the equation but they won't balance it off. So always mention balanced chemical reaction only. In inorganic chemistry, in physical chemistry, organic chemistry, anywhere you're discussing, always mention balanced chemical reaction, because unbalanced reaction doesn't have any significance. Okay, so this thing you have to keep in mind, that always mention balanced chemical reaction whenever you are relating with it. Very good. Now talking about one, two more things, that inorganic chemistry will be the easiest one when you study with the body. Yes, so this is again a star mark. So whatever topic you study in inorganic chemistry, okay, so you must be having some good friends. So what you can do is, you can explain those topics to your friend, because once you explain something, no, if whether it's an exception or whether it's a difficult topic also, that things get stuck in your mind completely, because when you will explain to some of your friend, that friend is going to ask some cross questions, and then cross questions will give you a deep better understanding. Because sometimes say when you are reading just like that, you doesn't get that question in mind, correct, but when you're discussing with your friend, maybe you can get, not maybe, for sure you will be getting a better understanding. So you can study with buddy, and this will help you to memorize. It helps to memorize the difficult concepts in easiest manner. In easiest manner. And guys, inorganic chemistry, as I said, it's the one of the most scoring branch of the inorganic chemistry. Like for the chemistry, it's the one of the most scoring, because either you will be knowing the answer or you won't be knowing the answer. There will be nothing stuck, right? Like there will be nothing in between. that okay, let me just think and all, because suppose in the metallurgy you have the ores. Learn processes, minerals, ores you have to do. So either you'll be doing that this is the ore of this particular metal, or you doesn't know it, so you can't guess as such. So the topics here, they are very important and easy, but it's just they require a vigorous revision, a vigorous, again and again you have to recall it. Now talking about coordination compounds, which is there. So coordination compounds are nothing but complex compounds, and these complex compounds, yes, these complex compounds, they are what? So talking about complex compounds and coordination compounds, they are the compounds generally made by D and F block elements only. Complex compounds or coordination compounds, they are formed by D and F block or like transition metals only. So these compounds, they are found in so many places. They are very common to us. Like if I say hemoglobin is a complex compound, it's a coordination compound. Chlorophyll is a coordination compound, complex compound. So like what you can relate, these compounds are very important to us, but what type of bonding exists over there, how they are the structure. So you have to know for sure the IUPAC nomenclature for this. It's very important. IUPAC nomenclature, isomerism in this chapter, it is very important, and also the bonding. So important, right? What you have to keep in your mind that the topics, they are very easy. Okay, you should say again that inorganic chemistry is very easy. I can do it very easily. It's just I have to give little time to it. In my organic chemistry session, I said that everything is there in head. Everything is in head, guys. If you will feel something is difficult, it will become damn difficult. If you will think something is easy, it will become really easy. So you have to think that it's easy. Even you feel that it's a difficult concept, you have to say to yourself, it's so easy only. It's so easy. Let me just say, oh, this is only happening. No, that is only happening. And if that way you will be able to relate, it will be so easy, right? And you have like mnemonics. You can make mnemonics for different things. So make mnemonics. Make mnemonics wherever feels difficulty to learn. Wherever you feel difficulty, wherever it feels difficult to learn. Okay, so it's very simple. It feels difficult to learn. How you can relate with that? Suppose I'm not able to learn what and all elements are there in 18th group. So I always get confused with it. So what I'll do, I'll make a mnemonic. Okay, helium, neon, argon. Like I have that helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, oganesson. So what I can do, I can make a mnemonic. How I can make a mnemonic? By any names which are common to me. Say I have my friends Hina, Nina, Karina. So I'll just do that. Hina, Nina, or Karina. Their X-ray, red. Oh my god. Oh god. So this is a mnemonic which you can make. Hina, Nina, or Karina, X-ray, red. Oh god. So you can learn all the elements. Hina is helium, Nina is neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon, oganesson. So today we have just learned, guys, tips and tricks how to learn inorganic chemistry in easiest manner. But if you really want to learn inorganic chemistry in the easiest manner, what you have to do, guys, yes, you have to enroll for our plus course classes. And how you can enroll? You can enroll by using my code, which is MRIS10, to avail the ongoing offers. And trust me, guys, in this classes, like we have a classes on YouTube, we are talking about few general topics now, and then we'll be starting with the topics like where students generally face difficulty. So we have those classes even on the YouTube platform, as well as same way we have a classes on our Unacademy platform as well, and which are absolutely free, guys. So these classes which are there on our Unacademy platform, which are called as special classes, they're absolutely free, so you can join them as well. You can download the Unacademy app, and there you will be able to see all the free classes which is there for 11th and 12th standard. So okay, guys, today I hope you understood that inorganic chemistry is really easy. It's everything in the head, and if you will go through a proper planning, it is nothing difficult. Like nothing is difficult. Okay, so make sure guys you are subscribing the channel, and yes, we'll be meeting in the next session then. Thank you all of you. Bye bye. Thank you guys.